but a lot of the time it is sunny, and even on a cloudy day like this, it's still a lot more bright and like not grey outside. I think.
My friends, do you guys think this is true no matter the state? So around summer and even in the fall, there will be a lot of sun no matter the state you go. Let's say, for example, in Texas, okay, I assume there is a lot of sun. But what about if you go to South Carolina, Montana? It will be similar. Today I'll be reacting to positives about living in the United States of America. My friends, this should be a fascinating one. From what I understand, this is a comparison between the UK and the US. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, oh well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
I have moved from the UK to the US. Here are 5 positives I found so far. Also, I made a video pretty similar to this recently, so go check that one out after this one.
Wait, what was that one? Things I wish I knew before moving to America. Ooh, my friends, should I watch this one? Leave me the number, 7, because this is 7 minutes if I should watch this one.
That one out after this one and tell me what you think. Okay, the first is the weather. In England, the weather is rainy, grey and miserable pretty much like 98% of the time. A lot of time people will argue with me and say that...
Okay, my friends, let me say one thing. People that go from Portugal to England say the same thing, that England is a great country, but the weather is really bad, specific for Portuguese standards, or weather for you guys to have an idea. And I see this online, and the other people that went to America tend to agree, is very similar to California, so Los Angeles. So the weather is actually quite amazing. So I feel like I don't relate with this, but I understand their point.
It is sunny.
So let's run it a bit back, sorry.
Next is the weather. In England, the weather is rainy, grey and miserable pretty much like 98% of the time. A lot of time people will argue with me and say that it is sunny and like nice weather in England. I don't know if you were living in a different England to me, but I never really experienced that. Obviously like occasional weekends, or maybe if you're lucky like a week or two of nice weather in the year, but it's very unpredictable and very unlikely. And the weather here is really nice. It's not sunny all the time, like you might not be able to tell, but right now it's cloudy, but a lot of the time it is sunny, and even on a cloudy day like this, it's still a lot more bright and like not grey outside. I think.
My friends, do you guys think this is true no matter the state? So around summer and even in the fall, there will be a lot of sun no matter the state you go. Let's say, for example, in Texas, okay, I assume there is a lot of sun. But what about if you go to South Carolina, Montana? It will be similar. That's really fascinating, and I love America, and I think having a lot of sun is one of the things that also makes me love the country so much.
I think with the weather being nicer, I've noticed many benefits that I didn't really think I would. I feel more energized, I feel more happy, I feel more like ready for the day, more
Vitamin
positive,
D.
even though that sounds kind of cringy, but it is true. It does make an effect on like your mental well-being and health. I genuinely do feel a lot better with the weather like this. Next is people are a lot friendlier. I'm not saying people are horrible.
Wait, but now I'm confused about this. I have the idea that New York is actually a very cloudy place, a lot of rain. Am I wrong on this? Every time I think about sun, I think about Miami, Los Angeles, Dallas. But now I'm not sure. My friends, you really have to tell me if all states get a lot of sun or not.
In England, they're not as friendly. I'd say obviously in England, I think if you go up more north, the people get slowly friendlier and friendlier, but overall people are not super friendly in England. Over here, at least in the state I'm at right now, I feel as though I could go up to anyone and ask for directions or even give them a compliment without it being weird and like getting...
Okay, see, this is another difference. So when we talk about Europe, I think it's important to have in consideration that Europe is quite big. So the UK, England is not the same as Spain or Portugal. And I feel like Portugal is quite, again, I have some bias, I know, but I really believe Portugal is quite more similar to American than the UK in terms of people being friendly. I think if you guys come here, you guys will love this place.
Judgy looks. Like I've had people...
Front back, sorry.
Here, at least in the state I'm at right now, I feel as though I could go up to anyone and ask for directions or even give them a compliment without it being weird and like getting judgy looks. Like, I've had people come up to me and compliment me that I don't know, never met, never spoke to. And it's genuinely so nice. I feel like there's a lot of community and like a strong like help each other out vibe over here, if that makes sense. I have a drink
for America.
they're doing that. I don't know if you can still hear that, but I'm just going to carry on. Next is a diverse culture. I'm not saying England doesn't have a diverse culture. It definitely does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've definitely experienced more of a diverse culture than I did in England. So many different cuisines that you can easily access. In England, they do have this, but they don't have as wide of a spread and as easy of an access. Also, I've met a lot of people here from different cultures, from all around the world, and it's so fun to speak to them and learn about like their culture or where they're from.
I wish she told us. Maybe she did at the beginning, and I forgot what state she is living.
From their background. In England, I did have this, but it wasn't as common. We met people from all over the world, and I thought it would just be mainly people who are like born and raised in America, but there's so many different cultures and it's so cool to see. Next would be an outdoor culture. In the state we're at right now, obviously the weather helps it out, but there
I was about to say this makes sense because of the weather, also comparing with the UK.
is a very, very big outdoor culture. First couple months we were here, we didn't even like sit down and watch the TV, whereas that's what we do every single night in England. Get your tea, dinner, go sit down, watch a movie or something.
I also do it a lot, to be
and
honest.
that's it. Not really many things outside. Here there's so many like shopping centres that are all based outside, and they obviously wouldn't be able to do that if the weather wasn't great. I know England's weather isn't on their side, but it is nice to have a more outdoor culture. Finally, I'd say the emphasis, emphasis. No idea if I'm saying that right. Completely
me
blank.
neither, actually.
Forgot how to say it. Let's ignore it and move on. On fitness and well-being. Over here, there are so many like facilities for these sort of things. Like there's yoga studios, Pilates studios. I cannot speak today. Cold plunge places. Like we just recently went to a cold plunge for the first time. 5 minutes down the road. So many of them. That was so cool, but that's probably for another day to talk about. But
I love that she's mentioning this because every time we see Europeans talking about America, they say, oh, a lot of fat people. Let's be real, that's a stereotype that people tend to say. And could be true, maybe there is a lot of fat people. But I also would say that some of the most in shape people are in America,
But yeah, we've been to like yoga, Pilates, fitness groups.
Friends, I was actually, this is not related, but I guess I will share it. I was watching a video of people walk. It wasn't. It's not a TikTok. It's the same thing that YouTube Shorts, right? For me, that's TikTok type of content. I was watching one of those, and appear people walking in Miami without the shirt. Oh my God! I would say this. I would never took out my shirt in Miami. No. No, people would be scared, Everyone was so buff. It was crazy.
For another day to talk about. But yeah, we've been to like yoga, Pilates, fitness groups, like all these things for the first time because it's so widely available. In England, they have these things, but not so many facilities. They're not as big, they're not as good, they're not as widely available, and they're usually kind of a bit more expensive. Actually saying that over here, I don't know. I think it depends which ones you go to. If you go to a higher end one over here, it's going to be expensive. But overall, there's a lot more like facilities. So the farther you go inland, if you're like near coastal areas, the cheaper it will get. Really nice to have a community that cares about like the fitness and mental well-being because you can sort of connect with them over that. It motivates you, all this. Whereas in England, there's not as many people that are into that sort of stuff. So it's just nice to have that like community. There are many positives I found from living here so far. And obviously there's pros and cons to living in any place. So I'll definitely make more videos talking about this. Thank you so much to anyone who commented on the last video I made like this. Your opinions and views were so cool to read. If you have any from this video, please comment them. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, thank you so much for watching or listening, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.
Okay, my friends, this was amazing, and I'm actually really happy that I ended up watching this video because a lot of times that we see Europeans, or in this case people from the UK, they are also Europeans, but a bit different, right? There is a lot of negative stuff, but I thought this was amazing and a nice perspective about America. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.